Welcome student to Praveen Patil College of Diploma Engineering and Technology. Subject Applied Mathematics. Myself Mrs. Smita Shekhar Kamble. Today's lecture we totally depend on definite integral. Chapter number 5. Last lecture we discussed about our very important formulas, that is integration formula. We have to must revise this integration formula. Integration 1 dx is equal to x plus c. Integration a dx is equal to ax plus c. Integration of x raised to n is x raised to n plus 1 upon n plus 1 plus c, where n not equal to minus 1. Integration of sin x dx is equal to minus cos x plus c. Integration cos x dx is equal to sin x plus c. Integration sec square of x dx is equal to tan x plus c. Integration cosec square x dx is equal to minus cot x plus c. Integration sec x bracket tan x dx is equal to sec x plus c. Integration cosec x cot x dx is equal to minus cosec x plus c. Integration 1 upon x dx is equal to log x plus c. Integration e raised to x dx is equal to e raised to x plus c. Integration a raised to x dx is equal to a raised to x log a plus c, where a greater than 0, a not equal to 1. Integration 1 upon under root 1 minus x square dx is equal to sin inverse x plus c. Integration 1 upon 1 plus x square dx is equal to tan inverse x plus c. Integration 1 upon x under root x square minus 1 dx is equal to sec inverse x plus c. Now, in this throughout chapter, we have to discuss about the definition of definite integrals, what it gives the platform. Let integration of f of x dx, where it is the symbol of integration. We have f of x plus c, where c is arbitrary constant of integration, the value of integral. When x is equal to b is f of b plus c. When x is equal to a is f of a plus c. That means in derived value of integration, instead of x variable, we have to put the value of constant, that is a and b. That is the platform used for the definite integral. Now, subtracting equation number 2 from 1. So we have f of b minus f of a is equal to the value of the integral when x is equal to b minus the value of integral when x is equal to a. Now, this is the mathematical definition of the definite integral. Now it is denoted by lower limit is a, upper limit is b, f of x dx is equal to capital F of x plus c, lower limit a, upper limit b. Now f of b plus c minus f of a plus c. That means f of b plus c minus f of a minus c get cancelled. So we derive integration a to b f of x dx is equal to f of b minus f of a. After evaluating integration, instead of x we have to put the upper limit first, then lower limit. Therefore, integration a to b f of x dx is called definite integral. Here a and b are called lower and upper limit of integral respectively. Now, obviously there is the algebra of the definite integral which denoted as the properties of definite integral. Assuming f and g are continuous function, lower limit a, upper limit b, f of x dx is equal to integration b to a f of x dx. Now we have to consider as a lower and upper limit are equal, we have to resubstitute the value of a and b. Lower limit a, upper limit a, f of x dx is equal to 0. Integration a to b, c dx is equal to c in bracket b minus a, where c is an any constant. Integration a to b, c f of x dx is equal to c in lower limit a, upper limit b, f of x dx, where c is any constant. Lower limit a, upper limit b, f of x plus g of x dx is equal to a to b, f of x dx plus a to b, means lower limit a, upper limit b, lower limit a, upper limit b, g of x dx. That next one, lower limit a, upper limit b, f of x minus g of x, that is subtraction between them, dx is equal to lower limit a, upper limit b, f of x dx minus lower limit a, upper limit b, g of x dx. Integration a to b, f of x dx plus integration b to c, f of x dx, that means b get cancelled. Integration lower limit is a, upper limit c, f of x dx. Be particular, the integration f of x, the value of if lower and upper limit are same, then derived value is 0. When a to b and constant is there, constant remain outside the integral, upper limit b minus lower limit a. If constant is multiple to f of x, then constant remain outside the integral. We have to take the function given integral formula. Then if the addition between two functions, then we have to take the separate integration, that is definite integration of both the function f of x and g of x. If both the functions are in a form of subtraction, then we have to take the separate integration of these two functions f of x and g of x and take the subtraction between them. And if lower limit is a, upper limit b, f of x dx, and lower limit is b, upper limit is c, f of x dx, same function is there, then it is directly write as lower limit a, upper limit c, f of x dx. We take the example based on such definite integration format. Lower limit 1, upper limit 2, 1 upon x dx. We know that the integration of 1 upon x is log x. Upper limit 2, lower limit 1. Instead of x, we have to put 2. F of 2 minus log of 1. We know that log of 1 is always 0. That means we derive the final value of I is equal to log of 2. Next, evaluate lower limit 0, upper limit pi by 2. Pi by 2 means what? Yes, it is 90 degree and sin x dx. Now I is equal to 0 to pi by 2 sin x dx. What is the integration of sin x? Minus cos x. Lower limit 0, upper limit pi by 2. We have to substitute, the x value is pi by 2. So minus cos pi by 2 plus cos of 0. What is the value of cos pi by 2 from the trigonometric table? Yes, it is exactly 0 and cos of 0 1. So we derive the final answer in a form of 1. Therefore I is equal to 1. Next example, evaluate integration 0 to pi by 4. How much is the pi by 4? Yes, it is right, it is 45 degree. So sec square of x dx. We know that integration of sec square of x is exactly the tan x. So lower limit 0, upper limit pi by 4. Instead of x, we have to substitute the pi by 4 is there. So tan pi by 4 minus tan of 0. We know that tan pi by 4 from the table, tan 45 is 1, but tan of 0 is always 0. That's why we derive the final value of integral I is equal to 1. Second, evaluate I is equal to lower limit 1, upper limit 2x plus x square dx. If addition is there, f of x plus g of x, we have to take the separate limit integration of this term, or we have to take the integration first. Let us start. What is the integration of x? X square upon 2. What is the integration of x square? x cube upon 3. From which formula we derive? Yes, exactly. Integration of x raised to n is x raised to n plus 1 upon n plus 1. So we have to substitute. Instead of x raised to 1 is 1. So that's why it is 2 upon 2. Instead of n 2, 2 plus 1, 3 upon 3. Now we have to substitute first upper limit in this integral. Instead of x, 2 square upon 2, 2 cube upon 3 minus 1 square upon 2 plus 1 cube upon 3. We know that 2 cube is 8 upon 3, 2 square 4 upon 3 minus 1 upon 2 plus 1 upon 3. We have to substitute the value and subtraction, and we have to evaluate the answer. 4 by 2, obviously we have to take the cross multiplication. 12 plus 16 upon 6 minus cross multiplication 3 plus 2 upon 6. Denominator have same values, that is 6. So 12 plus 6, that is 28. 3 plus 2 plus 5. That's why middle sign is minus. 12 plus 16, 28 divided by 6 minus 5 upon 6 gives answer 28 minus 5 upon 6. We know that 28 minus 5, that is 23 upon 6. So integral I from lower limit 1 to upper limit 2 x plus x square dx is exactly 23 upon 6. Now we have to find the definite integral. Again, addition is there, so obviously we have to take the separate integration of this term. What is the integration of x square? Yes, we know that the integration of x raised to n is x raised to n plus 1 upon n plus 1. That's why 2 upon 3 x raised to 3 plus 1 upon 2. Fraction is there? Does not matter. We know that x raised to m upon n is x raised to m upon n plus 1 upon m upon n plus 1. That's why 1 upon 2 plus 1 is 3 by 2. That's why 3 upon 2 in denominator goes to numerator. It is 2 upon 3 x raised to 3 by 2. Instead of x we have to put first 4. So and instead of 1 we have to put 1. So we have f of 4 minus f of 1 is 144 upon 3 minus 4 upon 3 is exactly 140 upon 3. Next example, integration 0 to 2x square dx. What is the integration we have to use? We know that f of x a to b, f of b minus f of a. It is actual integration. Now we have to substitute. The x square integration is x raised to n is what? X raised to n plus 1 upon n plus 1. That's why we derive x raised to 2 plus 1 upon 2 plus 1. It is exactly x raised to 3 upon 3. That's why we have the integral of x square is x cube upon 3, and upper limit 2, lower limit 0, we have to put the value. Now we have to find f of b minus f of a. We have to put instead of x 2 cube. We know that 2 cube is 8 and denominator 3 remain as the same. Next 0 cube is 0 upon 3. 8 minus 0 is 8 upon 3 is the final answer of x square dx with the lower limit 0 and upper limit is 2. Next example, minus 2 to 2. Lower limit is minus 2, upper limit is 2. X raised to 4 plus x square plus 3 dx is there. 2 remain as the same. 0 to 2. X raised to 4 plus x square plus 3. Why we have to take the 2 here? Because we have to take the constant term. How it is possible? Let us check. What is the integration of x raised to 4? Yes, it is x raised to 4 plus 1 upon 4 plus 1. What is the integration of x square? X raised to 3 upon 3. What is the integration of 1? It is exactly x. That's why we have to substitute the 2 there. 2 raised to 5 upon 5 plus 2 cube upon 3 plus 3 2s are 6. Simplify, we derive the answer 2 upon 15, 32 into 3 plus 8 into 5 into 16 into 15. So final answer 15 is the LCM. That's why 2 upon 5. Why we have to take the 2 here? Because it is the even function. In even function property, we have to discuss this in a detailed format. First, we have to focus about the integration. Definitely, we have to evaluate. So simplify, we derive the final answer 2.226 upon 1/5. Next example, integration 1 to 4 root x plus 3x dx. We know that root of x we can write x raised to 1 by 2. Using law of indices, resubstitute the value 3x dx. So 1 and 4 upper and lower limit.